Okay, great. So we're here again, and together with Mr. Masaaki Daimon.
It's very nice to meet you.
And so I will ask some questions again, and we'll ask about and talk about his career. And then please think of some questions you'd like to ask. We'll begin taking those probably about halfway through. So my first question is how he became an actor. Why did he decide on that career, and what led to him becoming an actor in films and television?
役者になりたいと思ったいきさつやきっかけは何でしょうか。
年は19歳の時ですね。大学生でした。
He was 19 years old. He was a college student.
その行ってた大学がとてもたくさん演劇サークルがあって。
There's a drama club, a lot of drama club in the college.
その中の一つ、大学としては一番いいサークルに入りました。
And he joined the best drama club in the college.
それまでは演劇始める前はそのハイスクールでラグビーをずっとやってて、大学に入った後はなんかラグビー以外のことをやりたいなと思ってその正反対のですね、そんな演劇を始めたんですね。
So when he was in high school, he was in the rugby club, and then he thought maybe I want to do something different. So he decided to join the drama club and started acting when he was in college.
ラグビーやってた頃はとても人より走るのが速くて、大学に入る時も自分の志望した大学が入れて自信満々だったんですね。ところが演劇を始めたら本当に自信がなくて、そうです、早稲田ですね。
So yes, when he was in high school, when he was doing rugby, he was able to run faster than any other people, and he, was accepted by the college. He didn't say the name, but he went to Waseda University, which is really prestigious, high level college. And he joined the drama club, and then he lost his confidence. Yes.
生まれて初めて自分ができないっていうものを見つけたのがたまたま演劇だったんですね。
So until then, he was very full of confidence. He was smart. He was able to run fast. But the acting, he realized that this is so difficult. I cannot do it well.
今74歳ですけど、今となってみればできないことだらけなんですけど、初めてできないっていうのを見つけたのが演劇だった。
So he's 74 years old now, and in his life, acting was the first thing he realized that I cannot do well.
いまだにだからできないと思ってやってる。
And he still, keeps acting at the age of 74, and still he's struggling. Yeah.
So from the drama club, how did he end up acting in films and television? Like, was it first a particular studio, or like a training ground for a particular studio, like Toho Company, or how did that come about?
じゃあその演劇部、早稲田の演劇部から実際にその次のステップをなんか劇団とか。
早稲田の学生演劇から今度はプロの劇団に入る時に、当時はとっても志望者が多くて劇団の、1200人ぐらい受けた中から20人だけ合格した劇団雲というところに入りました。研究生で1200分の20です。
すごいですね。はい。So after the college drama club, he auditioned for a professional theater company called Kumo, and there were 1,200 applicants, and they only selected 20 people, and he was one of the 20 people who were chosen.
それで3年間研究生やって、その20人から3人だけ劇団になれました、劇団員に。だから1200分の3で劇団員になれたんですね。
So after 3 years of training over there in that theater company, so first 1,200 applicants and only 20 people were chosen. 3 years later, they only selected
3人だけ劇団になれた。
So finally, they only selected 3 people to be the official member of the theater company. It's very strict theater company.
それでも日本の劇団の人というのはみんな貧しかったですって言って。
So it was very hard to be the official member of the theater company. Even after becoming the member, all of them were very poor.
Very, very poor.
Very, very poor.
That we all understood, very, very poor. So, was he in theatrical productions, like stage plays during this time, or was it just strictly the training? Like, did he have some experience? Was he receiving some experience during these 3 years of like study? Was he receiving some experience on the stage?
During those 3 years.
During those 3 years.
じゃあその3年の研修期間の間に、その公演、発表公演とか、
もちろん
テレビ、こうじゃなくても発表公演、その劇団内の発表公演。
そうですね。で、劇団になってから映画にたまたまそのオーディションで使ってもらって。
So during those 3 years, it's training or the theater company's showcase or plays that he performed, and then after he becoming one of the 3 people who became the official member, he had some chance to be in a film.
And during that time that he's in stage plays, was there a particular play that he was in that he enjoyed? He enjoyed the role.
Those 3-year training.
Yeah, the 3-year training, and we're talking about on the stage, not in film or television. But was there a particular play that he liked during those formulative years?
はい。その3年の研修期間の時に、舞台発表会があった時に、その時に好きだったお芝居の名前。
日本で私の所属した劇団は日本でシェイクスピア劇団と呼ばれてた劇団なんですね。だからシカゴに来てシェイクスピアのセーターがあったんでとても嬉しかったですね。シェイクスピアずっとやってますね。だから劇団を受ける前にやっぱりシェイクスピアばっかり勉強して、
受ける前に、
そうそう。だから1行出てこのセリフは何の芝居のシェイクスピアの何の芝居のどこの場面かってやっぱり問題に出るんですよ。だから第一次が筆記テストでした。第一次。
そこまで、はい。So the theater company called Kumo that he was in is famous for doing the Shakespeare play, and he loved Shakespeare. So they auditioned, the 1,200 people auditioned. The first test was writing test, and then there's one line from the Shakespeare plays. What is this play? So.
もうシェイクスピアはもう散々やってもうだって50何年やってますから後半は年取ってからはシェイクスピアを日本の物語日本の戦国時代の話に直して仲間とそういう芝居の活動をやってましたね。
So he's been doing Shakespeare for so many years, like 50 years, and then recent years he and his theater colleagues adapted Shakespeare play into samurai battle era. The same storyline but different setting and location.
全く同じ話でね。
But the same story.
So from there he was able to, he's one of the 3 top actors they chose to join that company. At that time, about how many total are in the company? Because I would assume that there was other top actors from years before.
その雲で、
はい
最後の3人に残って、それで全体的に雲の中では何人本劇団員がいたんでしょうか。
私が入った時でね、80人ぐらいいたかな。
The total of 80 people.
で、その80人だから、その劇団員がね、80人ぐらいいたうちね、役者だけでね、食べれる生活ができるのがね、20人はいなかった。
It was less than 20 actors, the official actors in that company, who were able to just make a living only by acting. So the rest, 60 people had to have other job.
あんまり面白い話じゃないですけど、東京っていうのは世界中で一番たくさん劇場があって一番たくさん俳優がいるんですけど、その俳優の中で俳優だけでこう食べていける人間というのは、正直 1%100 人に1人ぐらいいるかいないか。
Tokyo is the place that the most, theaters in the world. Yeah, there are so many theaters, but only 1% actors can make a living only by acting.
みんながみんな俳優以外の仕事を持ってますね。
Everybody has, the main job other than the acting.
So from that time, he's now able to audition for outside projects, television and film. So what was the first company that he's working for? Was it, for example, Toho Company or a different company?
はい、じゃあ初めて本劇団員になって、映画の仕事とかテレビの仕事とか来たんですけど、どういう会社、東宝とか東映とかいろいろあると思うんですけど、
デビューというのはもちろん劇団にいて出たのはデビューしたのは大映という会社ですね。日本のもうなくなってしまいましたね。大映
It doesn't exist anymore, but there's a company called Daie.
大映company.
で皆さんがご覧になったゴジラ対メカゴジラはこれは東宝という
Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, all you know, is Toho.
東宝
Made it.
そうですね。でもだから東宝に映画にも出るテレビにも出るラジオもやる。でもずっとやってきたのはシアター劇場の芝居を今でもやってます。
So he's done, TV, movie, but he's still acting in theater. He loves performing in theater.
100人のうち99人みんな仕事を持ってるって。で私もだから会社は持ってますね。
はい。So besides acting, he also has a company, own company.
芸能とは全然関係ない。
So which is has nothing to do with entertainment industry.
出版社を持ってます。
He has a publishing company.
でも本筋というか自分のウェイトは芝居に乗っかってる。
But his passion, main passion is acting.
たまたま作った会社がうまくいったからこの年になっても芝居をやってられる。それを言ってください。
So he made started owning this publishing company because he had to, make living, and then the company became successful. But thanks to that company, he can still enjoy acting.
私個人の診断では役者としての才能よりも会社の経営の方が向いてたのかなって、そっちの方が才能があったと思う。
He was wondering maybe he has more talent to, running the business publishing company than acting, but he loves acting.
あまり上手な役者ではないです。
He said, I'm not that good actor.
When he was working for Toho Company, was and Gojira, Tai Mecha Gojira, was this under contract or was he a freelance
あ、はいはい。
actor?
ゴジラ対メカゴジラの時はフリーランスだったので、それともどこに所属してたんですか？
ゴジラはね、劇団だったかな。
Kumo.
雲にいたと思う。
So the same theater company Kumo that he belonged. So he was not freelance. Sometimes the Japanese drama company sending them to TV and films.
So instead of him, for example, joining Toho Company, like Mr. Hirata, Akahiko Hirata, he was a
平田さんは東宝の役者さん。
じゃあ東宝とか所属ではなくて、あくまでもKumo。
劇団から東宝に行った。
あ、そうですか。
劇団から東宝に出張。
あ、出張。はいはい。そうですか。
出向。
So yeah, he was the official member of the theater company Kumo, and then Kumo sent him to Toho film.
So his situation was different than Toho Company actor who has contract to them. He was represented by Kumo.
はい、そうです。
その雲ももうないですよ。
So there's no theater company exists anymore.
今は名前が変わってる。
Oh, they changed the name.
チェンジはね、円、
N.
丸の円。
Ah, はい。So
Do you know?
はい、そうです。Yeah, now it's Kumo is called the N, which is famous theater
つまり
company in Japan.
文学座から雲、それから円ですよ。
So it used to be Bungakuza, called Bungakuza, and changed the name to Kumo, and then changed the name to
円。
N.
中は同じ。
あ、そうなんですね。あ、じゃあ同じ。So basically the same
そうそうそうそう。
company. They just changed the name twice.
And did I lost the train of thought because my phone rang. Does he still sometimes work for that same company now called N?
まあ今でもエンさんとお付き合いを。
あ、もちろん。
もう所属したまま。
いや所属はしてないです。今はもう園にもいません。
い
でも私の同期が今園で幹部になって園のやる演目を決めてますね。
はい。でもエンの作品には出演はしない。
いや呼ばれれば出るし、そういうことですね。
Right, he doesn't belong to that theater company anymore, but sometimes as a guest actor,
Yes.
whenever he goes, he does it.
So he does appear in some productions,
Sometimes.
even though he doesn't belong to the company.
Right,
To the
and then he
company.
said his former colleague became the executive who does a project.
So the people here are mostly interested in the tokusatsu productions he was in. So what was that time like for him working in that Toho production and then Tsuburaya, Ultraman 80?
Ultraman 80?
Yeah, he was also so Toho Gojira Tai Mecha Gojira would have been 1974, and maybe 5 or 6 years later, Ultraman 80. He was in the TV
はい、ウル
series.
トラマン80にやった時の感想はどうでしたか？
こうやってアメリカにこうやって呼ばれてきて驚くのはアメリカの方がその特撮はすごくこうメジャーというか皆さんが熱くなってる。日本の人は、作るけどパーセンテージって言えばどうなんだろうなって。私はだからゴジラにも出していただいたしウルトラマン80にも出していただいたけど、他の仕事の方がたくさん多いですね。他の仕事のしてるのはとっても多い。時代劇、侍とかそういうのもやりますし、だからとても来て驚いてる。アメリカの方ってゴジラとかウルトラマンとか怪獣好きなんですね。それこっちに来ては分かってる。
After he came to this convention, he was surprised to see this. There are a lot of fans, American fans, about tokusatsu, and so maybe he feels the passion more than Japan.
そうそう
So he did, you know,
アメリカの方が受けてるのねアメリカの
he feels like, yeah, American people's passion is like stronger than Japanese one, he feels. So he's done Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Ultra 80, but he's done so many other regular TV and film shows.
日本ではこんな方たちはいないです
In Japan, he doesn't see
こんなコアなね
so many great fans who knows the very details about the films.
明らかにこの番組があってですねパーセンテージでいうとそれこそその怪獣とか変身ものっていうのはね 2,3% しかないんじゃないかなって日本では
In Japan, he feels like kaiju tokusatsu films was only 2-3%.
レトルビットね
Not that many as compared to other, you know, TV, the regular
1
TV.
週間
film
1週間
production.
テレビね番組で、そう 1% か 2% ぐらいしかないんじゃないか
On
な
the TV, maybe he sees only 1% of tokusatsu films.
Ultraman 80 in the USA just recently had a DVD release. So before then, it's not accessible in the USA easily. You have to go to, you know, maybe Amazon Japan or you know, have a contact in Japan who could buy for you, and of course it's Japanese language only. But Gojira and Mechagodzilla, right away, maybe 1 year after or 2 years after it's made, it's shown here, first in theaters, and then it was very, very popular on television, usually during holiday time. Did he know when making the film or soon after that this movie went all over the world?
So, ウルトラマン80は最近まで DVD が出なかったから知らない人も多いかもしれないんですけど、そのメカゴジラ対メカゴジラはもうすぐに世界中にリリースされて人気が出たってことはご存知でした
いや知らなかった
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
だけど本当にこうやって皆さんにお会いしてね今さら50年前の映画だから出てよかったなって今さら思いますね
So after he met all of you, he is really thankful that he was in that film 50 years ago, so that he can prepare to meet all of you.
スピルバーグさんにもすごく影響を与えたらしくてスピルバーグの片腕の監督さんが日本まで訪ねてきた時名指しで会いましたよ
デイビッド
かな
マンダラリアンディレクター
Yeah, David
日本まで来て会いましたね
So,
he's the creator and also sometimes director, Mandalorian.
とてもやっぱりスピルバーグさんはゴジラ対メカゴジラ影響を受けたって言ってました
So
ね
he heard that even Spielberg got some influence, stimulation from the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla,
Yeah.
and one of his creators, the creator, what's his name?
David Filoni.
Right,
He's for the
creator of
new,
Mandalorian.
the new Star Wars TV series.
So he also loved the film.
Yeah,
So
so-
he came to visit Japan and request to
He requested to meet him.
東宝に呼ばれた東宝にいや
So Toho called him. Yeah, can you meet him? So he went to get together with him.
でも日本語はしかできないから
But he couldn't speak English.
1時間以上インタビューしてベリータイヤード疲れました
疲れました1時間話したんですか
So they had a meeting
いや通
for
訳の人がかかってね通訳の
1 hour, but they had the translator, but he was tired.
でももう一度言うけどそのね50年以上前にゴジラ対メカゴジラね今更本当にもうやってよかったと思うだからとっても皆さんにこうやって会えたしね
So he really
そう思います
think it was great that he was in that film 50 years ago. So many good things happened later.
So you can tell to Daimon-san, but I'll also tell to everybody else. Some people here know I used to sell Godzilla toys from Japan 30 years ago.
本当にみんなゴジラを愛してるのね。
He really thinks so. So everybody here loves Godzilla.
出演した私より愛してる。
You love Godzilla more than he does.
He does.
He was in the film, but you guys love more.
But so 30 years ago when I sold, that was my main job, selling from Japan Godzilla toys, bring to the USA and sell to all of these folks. David Filoni was a customer. So when I saw the Mandalorian, I remember that name. He used to, my job was, there was no internet at that time. It was all mail order. I would make an advertisement, print advertisement in like a toy magazine, Godzilla toys and some pictures. And David Filoni would order from me as a much, younger person. Maybe we're about the same age at that time. So he's a big fan.
彼30年前に怪獣ものとか通信販売をしてた時にインターネットのない時にその例の監督さんからオーダーが来てたっていうそれぐらいファンだったんですね。
その東京で会った時にダース・ベイダーのあれを色紙にバーッと書いて私くれましたよ。
So the creator who met him in Japan gave him gift. He just drew a Darth Vader picture and gave it to him. Just took 10 minutes to draw. Hi, here you go.
これ私が作ったキャラだって言ってね。
He said, I created this character. It's called the Darth Vader. Okay, for you.
俺なんかわかんない。あ、サンキューサンキュー。
And then I was like, oh, thank you.
So he is also not a Star Wars fan.
So Star Wars もそんな興味ないですね。
そうなのね。
Yeah, he's not so interested in Star Wars.
でも知ってますよ。
But he knows. He's heard the name.
But so I want to ask him about the director of Mechagodzilla. But funny story. When this movie came to USA, it's just before Star Wars. Before Star Wars became a big hit. But the American distributor, they saw Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And on US television, we had a TV series, $6 Million Man. And the distributor decided, Godzilla versus the Bionic Monster. And they got in trouble. There was two popular TV series in the USA, $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman. They are part mechanical, super strength.
It was popular in Japan too.
Yes.
Voiceover.
So they changed the title, the original title, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. When they brought to America, they wanted to change the title because Bionic Man, Bionic Woman is popular on TV. They wanted to change the title, Godzilla versus Bionic Monster.
名前バイオニックジェミーって人気
ああ、バイオニックジェミー、
ちょっ
OK。
とアメリカ
バイオニックジェミーの声やった女優さんは田島玲子って言って劇団の私の同期です。
ああメカゴジラになる
メカゴジラで出てます一緒に。
あ
バイオ
あバイオニック
ニックジ
ジェミー
ジェミーの声やったの。
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Bionic
The Bionic Woman series, the main character is Jamie.
Jamie, yes.
ジェミーの声は
So the voiceover artist is Reiko Tajima, who was in
His
film.
co-star.
Right. And then he used to be in the theater company. So former colleague of
さ
his.
っきの専務のさんです。
Oh, so she was another one who was chosen one of three.
The same year or
3 out
a
of
different
1,200
same
applicants.
time?
Same.
1300から20人になって男10人女10人の1人です。
Ah, so this guy. So 1,200 applicants, 10 men, 2 women were chosen. And then after all, it's only 3.
Only
So
three.
Tajima Reiko was one of 3.
So
And he
this-
was in
Same,
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
same class.
ゴジラの時一緒に沖縄にロケーション行きましたね。
So she went to Okinawa with her for the location. Yeah, shooting.
So nobody knows that. But so they tried to call it Godzilla versus the Bionic Monster, and the company that owns.
で、その後、バイメックジェニーの声をやったのね。
はい、そうですね。And that Tajima Reika-san did the voiceover.
So yeah, a lot of people know that they wanted to call Godzilla versus the Bionic Monsters, but the company that owns said no, so they changed Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster. It means like from space.
二人ともね、75歳になってね、今でも仲いいんですよって。
So he is still good friends with Reiko Tajima.
75歳よ、二人。
They both are like 75, and then still good friends.
今でも仲良しよ。
Still good friends.
And how about what was it like working with the director Jun Fukuda?
福田純さん
まあもうずいぶん昔お亡くなりになった。
He passed away a long time ago.
Yes.
ロングタイムアゴ
はい、どうでした彼の監督。
優しい、とっても優し
He
い。
was very sweet.
だって私が50代メカゴジラに出た時、25歳ぐらいでしょ。
He was only 25 when he was in the
監
film.
督が私ぐらいの年だから今の70ぐらいから60と70の間ぐらいだから監督が
監督。
あ、福田純さん
福田純さんの
は当時
当時
20。
いや私が25で監督は60ぐらい
So Fukuda Jun-san was 60.
そう
And
そうそうそう
then you were
私は
25.
25ぐらい
はい。
あと福田さんが使ってるシナリオのシナリオのシナリオを入れる本革で作ったレザーの作った私が作ってプレゼントしましたよ監督に。
そうですか。So he made a leather script folder and gave it to Fukuda, director Fukuda, as a present.
And did they show to them, or were they aware of the special effects scenes? And the director would have to say, okay, you have to imagine this big, metal Godzilla, or there's a scene where Godzilla and Godzilla are facing, and it's because Mechagodzilla is in Godzilla disguise, and so they had to imagine this. Did the special effects people, show to them this, or is this just Mr. Fukuda explaining
はい、
the concept?
そういうその特撮シーンに関して、ただ口で説明されただけですか、それとももうビデオとかを見せられてこういうシーンだからこういう演技をするんだよって言われたんですか、それとも絵コンテか。
絵コンテは見せてくれる。でも
He saw the storyboard.
現場ではきっと今と昔は全然違ってて、私の50年前はすごくアナログで、
So 50 years ago, it was really analog world.
もうあそこを見てろみたいな感じで、
So look at over there.
あそこにゴジラがいるんだと。
Assume there's a Godzilla.
ゴジラが出てきた。
Oh, Godzilla came out.
そういう芝居をしろと。
So you should acting accordingly. Just imagine.
で後で合成、ゴジラ出たこっちの顔を
And then they, mix together.
カットね。
Cut. Later.
すごく大変だったのは宇宙人の方が出てくるのね。草野大吾さんっていう方なんだけど、
The actor called Kusano Daigo played the
宇
role
宙
of
人に
alien.
なるんだけど、その時に顔がずーっと変わっていくのよ。
The face changes.
チェンジさらにね、撮影するのにもうワンカットもうピッと押さえたままパシャッともう書いてあるパシャッと
So it took a long
パシャッ
time.
と
One cut.
大変
One cut.
2日ぐらいか
One
か
cut.
る顔が変わるだけ
So
で
it took 2 days to film shoot that scene.
今だったらコンピューターでビューって早くできるんじゃないかな。
Nowadays they can do it right away with CG.
大変でした。
So it was hard. It took a long time.
How about he worked together with the actor Shin Kishida?
岸田新さんとの共演はどうでしたか？
優しくてね、岸田新さんね、アルコールいつも持ってるんだね。
Shin Kishida is a very sweet guy and he's always carrying around the alcohol bottle in his pocket.
それでこう買ったことにこ
So each shot he drinks.
うで、その時に大門ウイスキーね、とっても美味しいのがあるってでね、ベリーズベストのオールモルトっていうのがうまいんだよって教えてくれたの。彼がね。
Kishida Shin-san said, "Hey Daimon, listen, there is a very good whiskey."
それベリーズのオールモルトってのはいいって教えてもらったで、それ日本で売ってなかった。
It was not available in Japan, that brand.
だからその時に私今の奥さんやってる方に国際線のスチュアーズだったんで、そのベリーズのオールモルトを買ってきてくれって。
あ、今の奥様。
そうで買ってきてもらって、それで親しくなったみたいな。
岸田さんとで奥様。
違う。岸田さんに教えてもらったウイスキーの銘柄を小道具にして自分の奥さんに出したし、そうですね。
So his wife used to be a flight attendant, and then since the whiskey that Kishida-san recommended was not available in Japan, so he asked the flight attendant, "Could you please go get me that whiskey in America?" And then he asked for a date.
今のワイフと初めてデートして見た映画がゴジラ対メカゴジラ。
So the first date for them, he and his wife, was watching the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. They've been together for 50 years.
一緒に見に行くまでその女房は私が俳優だって知らなかった。
So his wife had no idea that he was an actor until they went to see the film together.
画面見てすごい驚いて。
So she was so surprised. It's you.
本当よ。それでもうね、ガードがガシッと固まる。
And he said, "Yes, she's impressed."
だからこう親しくなるまでに1年ぐらいかかった。
So it took 1 year to be the official boyfriend girlfriend.
そういうことですね。
今もご一緒で結婚。
今でも一緒です。
They're still together. 50年。
いや、もう結婚して50年超えますね。
More than 50 years they're together.
全部本当の話ですって言ってください。
It's really true story. He didn't make it up.
So 3 years to become official actor Kumon, but 1 year become boyfriend girlfriend.
劇団になれるのに3年間かかって奥様とねちゃんと正式に付き合えるのに1年かかったわけです。
そうですね。
That's correct.
So does anybody have a question for Daimon-san?
So I know most of your stuff is acting. Did you ever have the opportunity to do more backstage stuff in theater, like stagecraft or playwriting or anything of that sort?
はい、なんか役者の他に裏方とか脚本家とかにされたことはありますか？
私は雲に入るときに演劇部になるか演技部になるかすごく迷いました。でも自分はそんなに頭が良くないと思ったんで演技部の方にしましたね。それ以来やってません。ただ今でも演劇活動やってます。今年の1月には賞をダブルで2つも取ったんですけど、その時には主演をやりますが本格やつとやっぱり一緒に作りますから、芝居というのは本も演技も装置舞台のそれみんな仲間と一緒に作るんで演技だけやってるわけじゃないですね。
So when he joined the theater company, there are two choices to be the actor or backstage or director, but he chose to be an actor, but he'd still keep acting for the theater, and when he's creating the new production, he has to collaborate with the playwright, and he has to put a lot of ideas about the lighting and everything, the plays. So he has to do the multitask, and then he and his company won 2 theater award this year in January.
芝居は本当に仲間なんで、特に今一緒にやってる作家は私よりも12歳若い女性ですけど、やはり12も若いですから、向こうはあまり言いづらい私に。
So the playwright he's been working with is a woman and 12 years younger than he is. So sometimes she feels like a scared.
私より12若いって言ったって62歳ですけどね。
But she's 62 years old.
そうそう。
But she still respects him.
I just wanted to make a short comment and then a short question. But I just was hoping he would know that for thousands of us growing up over the last 40, 50 years, people like him and the other actors of Toho were our action heroes. They were very precious to us. And I love him and all the other faces he worked with, and they're very special to us. So I hope he knows that.
聞いていただいたのは僕たちはみんな4、50人もう大門さんとか他の特撮アクターさんたちを見て育ちました。本当に影響を受けて育ちました。それを知っていただきたいです。
もう本当によくわかりました。感謝していますとお伝
I
えください。
really realized after coming to the US and meet everybody, and he's really appreciating that.
And my question was, with his theater work, what does he prefer between comedy, drama? What does he love to work on most?
じゃあその舞台のお芝居で悲劇とか喜劇とかどっちが好みがありますか？
喜劇はとっても難しいです。
Comedy is really difficult.
悲劇の方が簡単かもしれない。でも
It might be
お芝居はみんな難し
tragedy
い。
is easier than comedy.
そうですね。シェイクスピアのね、喜劇、本当に日本のお客さんを笑わせるの難しいとっても。
So when he does the Shakespeare play, the comedy one, it's hard to make Japanese audience laugh.
イギリスの人はきっと笑ったんだろうけど、日本の人は笑わないみたいな。
So he's guessing, okay, British audience might have laughed at this scene, but Japanese people are quiet.
きっと文化が違うんですね。
あとそうですよね。ダジャレも違います
そうですね。
And also the wordplay or puns, when they translate, it changes.
でもね、やってみて悲しいのはね、日本人ってね、生まれてから死ぬまでね、芝居一度も見ない人すごく多いんですよ。
But in Japan, it's sad to say that many Japanese people who never see the stage play in their lives, and he thinks that's too bad.
芝居の前のラグビー部の仲間はいまだに付き合ってるんですけど、同期が14人ぐらいいるんですけど、そいつらは見に行く芝居を。だけど私以外の芝居見たことがない、彼らは。
So his old friends from rugby club in high school, 14 of them still coming to see his plays because he's in it. Otherwise, they would never see the plays.
もう彼らがね、真夏の夜の夢って芝居見るとね、パックが太もも出して飛んだり跳ねたりしてる太ももばっかり見てる。
So those friends, the 14 friends, when he did Midsummer Night's Dream with Shakespeare, they just pay attention to the spirit Puck jumping up and down, revealing her thighs, and they're just pay attention to it.
Before I'll take your question next, I want to ask for him, some of the people in the audience, when did you see, what age did you see Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, and how did you see it? You could tell him the age and how they saw it, so he understands it.
I saw it maybe when I was 11 and
11?
on VHS.
On
はい、
VHS, so
11歳の
VHS
時に
メカゴジラを見た
Thank you.
そうです。はい。
Thank you.
Roger. When did you see it?
I saw it in its original theatrical run in
Theater?
the United States, and it was briefly titled Godzilla vs. the Bionic Monster.
Oh, so you saw when it first had that title.
Yeah, and they quickly changed that, and when I saw it in theater again, during its original, I think they re-released it a couple of times.
Yeah. So maybe about 1976, 77.
I think earlier than that.
Oh, so it was even earlier.
I want to say 75-ish.
And how old would you have been?
Oh, good grief.
10 years?
I was born in 63, so I would have been about 11 or 12.
11 or
彼
12.
も11歳ぐらいの時に劇場公開で見たそうです。
And he saw it in the theater.
はい。I told.
ということは私より若いのかな。
So are you younger than me? He's asking.
I'm 60.
60?
はい。
60?
Now,
60。はい。
60ですね。
60歳。
私とこう一回り以上
Hi, 12 years difference.
I should look so well.
安心してください。私もこれ染めてますから。
I dyed my hair, so.
I should.
僕も. Kevin, when did you see it?
The first time I saw it was in I guess around 1977 or 78 or so. I went to a drive-in feature and they had Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. The title was that then, I guess. And also remember that they had released Godzilla on Monster Island, but it was like a 2-film feature.
Right.
And so I got to see both those together and everything.
So he saw in a drive-in, drive-in theater, a little after the original release.
I don't think they have drive.
About how old were you?
Oh gosh, I was probably like about 15, 14, 15, somewhere in there.
15歳から16歳の時にドライブインシアターってありまして、
あーわかるわかるI see, I see.
1977年ぐらいにそれを見たそうです。
And what the drive-ins used to do is
今でもあるんですかドライブシアターって。
Yes, right.
あるんですか。
はい。It still has, right?
Uh,
Driving still.
not so
Some
many, but we have
Yes.
some. But yes, it's
nostalgia.
yeah, it's kind of gone away, the drive-in. But drive-ins used to have more than one movie. So he's saying he saw his movie plus Godzilla, Gojira Tai Daigen.
ゴジラ
It
対
had a different name.
ゴジラと2本立てでドライブインで見たそうです。はい。
日本にはないからねドライブシアター
So
って。
there's no driving theater in Japan.
映画でしか僕らは知らない。アメリカの映画でしか知らないドライブシアター。
So we learned about driving theater through American films.
That's cool. That is so cool.
How about you, Austin? When did you
Much
see?
later than everyone else, I'm sure. I want to say 2000?
彼はね、
So about 23 years ago.
Yeah.
3年前に
And how on VHS or
Oh man.
or DVD?
Probably VHS, probably.
多分ビデオ VHS ビデオで見たそうです。
So more than some Godzilla movie, his movie was in the movie theater. Soon after it was released in Japan, it was maybe a couple of years after. It's in the movie theater in USA. Then it went to television. Then when VHS became VHS tape, we had VHS tape, and then DVD, and now Blu-ray. So this movie had we had more access to Gojira vs. Mechagodzilla.
で日本で公開された後に今度 1,2 年後にアメリカでビデオ公開されてドライブインもあって VHS それで DVD ってどんどん広がってっては
From when we were all children. So let me get his question, and then I'll get you.
Actually, I remember seeing this 1979. I had to run home in a snowstorm from school, 8 blocks to catch a 3 o'clock movie.
3 o'clock movie.
And I missed 25 minutes of it, but I still got to see some of the best parts. What was it like to work with director Honda on the next Mechagodzilla?
本田さんと一緒にお仕事するのはどんな感想ですか？
本田博太郎？
Honda Ishiro.
石郎
Honda.
石郎本田
He has a more small part in the second Mechagodzilla.
どんな役やってますか？何で
本田石郎さん what is his duty?
He's in the submarine at the beginning.
submarine?
and the monster comes and destroys. They are
なんか潜水艦の中にいてモンスターがやってきて小さいやん
私一緒に出てますか？
彼と
They're checking where he's the exploration where Mechagodzilla was. So in his movie, Godzilla destroys Mechagodzilla and the pieces fall into the water. And then in the next movie, he's in the submarine going to check, explore the area where Mechagodzilla went to the water, and another monster comes and destroys the submarine. And his character's, just in a small scene. But that movie was directed by Honda.
壊れた時になんか海に
俺出てた？
落ちてでその時次のシーンで潜水艦に
あなた見てた？
小さい
出てた？
私も出てたんですけどあんまり覚えてない。
そうね。
They know everything. They know all details.
He's really impressed that the fans remember more detail than he did. He said it's 50 years ago. So
そう忘れてるね。
he doesn't recall.
最近ボケてきたって言っといてください。
He said he's been demented lately. No, he's just joking.
母が一緒に暮らしてて、その母が95で私も一緒に暮らしてるから同じようにボケてるのかもしれない。
He lives with his mother who is 95 years old. So,
That's cool.
yeah.
そうそう。
So
だから彼女すごくボケてるからこの。
oh, yeah.
私も同じように
He's
セー
getting
ブセーブにな
slow.
ってるかもしれない。
So he's like, oh, maybe he is too. Oh, you're still.
Jacob.
So I'm honored to meet a cast member from Lady Snowblood. You had a small part in that. What was your experience filming that film prior to Toho or
今朝
Godzilla vs.
なんだ
Mechagodzilla?
っけシュラ
白雪姫。
白雪姫
はい。カジメイコさん。
はいあれ撮影の時の感想っていうかなんか思い出
白雪姫は撮った監督さんが藤田民八さんという方で大門ちょっとだけだけど出てくれないかって言われて出た作品なんです。白雪姫という映画はね。
So it was directed by the director called Jim Fujita.
Yes.
And then the director asked him, okay, it's a small
白
part,
雪姫
but
が
can
生
you
まれ
make
る
it
前
yourself?
にプロローグで私が白雪姫のお父さんで私が殺されて生まれた子が白雪姫みたいな
So he
そういう
was
話なんです
supposed to be the Shirayuki prince. And then he get killed.
梶芽子さんとはテレビでNHK のテレビでずいぶん長い間「風の盆」というその現代劇で共演してましたね。
その人が白雪姫
そうそう梶芽子さん。
Meiko Kaji is the actress.
そうで彼女とはその白雪姫っていう映画よりもあれ映画一本かけますからねテレビのドラマでずっと一緒にやってましたね。
And then they were playing together in other TV production for a while. So he knew her before that film already.
とっても私と同じような年でいい人です。
And she's a very nice person, same generation.
彼女ももう75ですね、きっとだから。
She's probably 75 now.
見ない方がいいんじゃないかなって女優さん。
その彼女を見た
いや違う、女優さんあんまり年取ってから見るとほら若い時綺麗なのにがっかりするじゃないですか。
Yes, maybe
男も同じか。
shouldn't see her now because we keep the image of the actress when they were really young and beautiful. So sometimes we get disappointed seeing her later.
あんなところ。
Since that gentleman brought up Yukihime, does he remember, so in the movie, he's wearing this immaculate white suit, and he is, with his family, he's going to this prefecture to be a teacher. These people have been told that these white-suited individuals work for the government and they're trying to constrict people, so he's murdered. But there's, he's wearing this white suit, there's blood spraying all over the place. I wonder, does he remember how they did those effects?
The setup of the special effects, his death scene.
White, like the
White and
suits.
then blood. Yeah.
白いスーツを着てて、なんか 流血血まみれになる
誰が
あの
私が
大門さんそれが大門さん
Yeah, his character, right, is. Yeah.
私
それは CG 使ったんですかそれとも実際に
実際ですよCG じゃないCG の時代じゃないから一切 CG ないから袋にね
みたいない
や袋に赤いのいっぱい入れといて
There's a bag, and then you put the red stuff.
ポンプを仕掛けて
There's a
シュ
pump,
ッシュッシュッって
and then the pumping and the blood comes out.
そうそうそう
So it's a long time ago they didn't use
こういう
CG.
ところに管置いといてねこっちからポンプポンプ
So there's like a straw like thing, and then they use the pump, and then the blood, the red stuff look like blood comes out, splashing.
So we're about out of time, but anybody has more questions, want to come and ask Daimon-san at his table, please come, and you can, just talk for a little while, and Karen will be here, so she will translate for you. And
ですのであとは質問にどんどんしてくださいってジムさん今もう時間がもう1時間経って
でも通訳の方いないと僕返事できないって分かんない
私がいますので
それなら
ジムさんが言って
そうしてください
And thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. 感謝してます